This story absolutely makes me hate the CCP even more. Many people in China feel the same way. Is this enough to bring down the CCP? Welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. Don't forget to leave a honeypot emoji in the comments below as part of Operation Honeypot, our way of fighting YouTube censorship. So, the 2025 World Games have begun in Chengdu, Sichuan province. Once again, the eyes of the world are on China, and everything has been going perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Not a problem in sight. Definitely, for certain, nothing happened in the small city of Jiangyo, just 100 miles to the northeast of Chengdu, only a few days before the games began. Why would you think that? It's very specific. There were no massive protests, absolutely no one chanting CCP step down, words which haven't been heard in China since the 2022 white paper protest, when people got fed up with the CCP's zero COVID policies. No, it's all been smooth sailing, completely smooth. That's what the Chinese Communist Party would like the world to believe. But of course, like just about everything the CCP says, it's a complete and total lie. The truth is, once again, Chinese people are absolutely fed up and the CCP is terrified. This one's gonna get bad. So bad, in fact, my finger is hovering over the China Uncensored mental health break button because we're gonna need a lot of puppies to get through this one. It all started with a horrific case of school bullying filmed by the perpetrators. Now, I'm going to show you the footage, and I'm pretty sure that means YouTube is going to demonetize, maybe delete this episode, which means I'm losing money on this episode, which means I can't afford to make China Uncensored. That's why I'm asking you to support the show by joining our premium website, ChinaUncensored.tv. That's where I put exclusive deep dive episodes and live streams that YouTube just doesn't allow. All right, you ready? On August 3rd, a clip went viral, showing several girls forcing a 14-year-old girl to strip for the camera before they verbally abused her, slapped her, and kicked her repeatedly while she was down on her knees. The clip completely shocked people across China, which is saying something considering all they've had to put up with. Later, a post from the victim's family claimed that the father went to the authorities who did nothing because the attackers were minors. Ah yes, because if anyone is known for not wanting to overstep their boundaries, it's Chinese authorities. In fact, one of the perpetrators boasted in the video that she had been to the police station more than 10 times and was let out within 20 minutes each time. So does this mean minors can get away with insulting Xi Jinping and the CCP? I doubt it. The next day, tons of Chinese citizens came out on the streets of Jiangyo and went to the city government building demanding justice and accountability. Among them was the victim's family, who got down on their knees and begged an official to help them. That official was identified to be Fu Shoujun, the deputy secretary of the Jiangyo Municipal Political and Legal Committee. While at the government building, people spoke out about how local leaders needed to do better to enforce the law and handle bullying. Chinese officials took those words to heart, started reflecting on how they can crack down on bullying, and I'm just kidding, they brought in the police. There was a clash of some kind inside the building, and a live stream of the proceedings was cut, because of course it was. That was just the beginning. The situation quickly escalated. Police blocked the roads leading to the government building and started violently subduing onlookers. It's like they watched the video of the teen girls and took notes. That's when all hell broke loose. The police began dragging away onlookers and arresting them. I guess we should be grateful they didn't also make these people strip. And since there were so many people to arrest, they transported them in the most humane, dignified way possible. They loaded them onto a pig transport like animals. The police later claimed that these people were taken away because they were obstructing traffic and not heeding police warnings. Right, the traffic the police had already blocked. But the Chinese internet fought back. Netizens responded by posting cartoons and memes, because forget folk songs, memes are the new art of the disaffected. And the crowds only grew, filling up the intersections where the police had blocked the roads, chanting, and singing the Chinese national anthem? You know the CCP has lost the plot when the people's act of protest is to sing the national anthem. More and more people came to stand in solidarity with a 14-year-old girl and her family, with some calling for citizens to unite and rise up. The Chinese authorities were not amused, mostly because they're only amused when someone is suffering. They started increasing their rank and file, including men in black with SWAT written on their shirts. Then the men started charging towards protesters. Screams filled the night as the police started arresting the citizens singing the national anthem and went after the populace, chasing civilians, beating them, kicking them, and arresting them. One man was seen trying to shield a woman from police beatings. Another was seen fighting with the police. Some even threw traffic cones at the police, though to be fair, those traffic cones were obstructing traffic, so maybe they were just trying to help. Needless to say, it was a very dark night, especially for the CCP. Yeah, my finger's been hovering over the mental health break button long enough. Puppies, go! Oh, so cute. And people laughed when I said I was going to install a puppy button. The 14-year-old girl bullying case was the spark that got people once again chanting, CCP step down. There's a very good reason for it. Chinese people have had it with Chinese authorities, being so indifferent to the suffering of the most vulnerable, especially children. They've seen, time and time again, how Chinese authorities, rather than actually tackle bullying, brush the issue under the rug, all just so the people in charge don't look bad for letting these things happen under their watch. Because this doesn't make anyone look bad. Whoever caused this deserves a raise. Something similar happened back in May, when a middle school girl in Xuchang killed herself after her homeroom teacher bullied her. Oh yeah, we're being demonetized for this episode. The police responded by putting a stop to protests and left nothing resolved. There was also the mysterious death of a high school boy in Shanxi in January that school officials tried really hard to cover up. I'd say it's almost like Chinese authorities don't value human life, but doing the show for over a decade has shown me it's not almost like that, it's exactly that. People were outraged, and the police responded by beating up protesters. I'm starting to think they're not going after bullies because they need them to join the police force. Now it seems the Chinese authorities are doing the same thing with the public outrage regarding the 14-year-old's bullying. Rather than focus on delivering justice and being transparent about it, they're more focused on cracking down on protests and censoring information in the name of social stability. And of course, saving face in front of the world. Of course, not enabling acts of violence would be an even easier way of maintaining social stability and saving face, but I wouldn't want a common sense idea to hurt their brains too much. The authorities continue to shut down the streets the day after the protests, and reportedly even beat up a delivery driver who was just doing his job. It's already hard enough that delivery drivers have insane work schedules with crappy pay. They now have to watch out for the police beating them up for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The person who ordered that food better have given him 5 stars. Chinese netizens did what they do best. Trolling. The Mianyang police's Douyin account got flooded with comments saying things like, the police are protecting the perpetrators and pointing the gun at the victim. They can protect the bully, but not the victim. Which side are you on in the girl beating incident? Only in China can accurately stating the truth be considered trolling. Even police stations not connected to the Jiangyo protests are getting trolled. One police station all the way in Xinjiang got so many netizens on its live stream that it cut the live stream short. People also started posting footage of the Jiangyo crackdown on videos about the World Games taking place in Chengdu. Hey, if brutalizing the innocent is a competition in it, then China will take the gold medal. Needless to say, the CCP is censoring coverage about Jiangyo. There are already reports of live streams being interrupted. One netizen got a notification saying that there just happened to be updates stopping broadcasts from happening in Jiangyo of all places. Someone also managed to spot what appeared to be a military signal jammer on the streets of Jiangyo. because putting in all this time, money, and manpower is clearly a quicker and easier solution than just telling bullies, hey, knock it off. At one point, Jiang Yo was trending on the Chinese social media app Weibo, but in less than 10 minutes, it went from 11th place to 49th place. Weibo is banning many search topics related to Jiang Yo, and Chinese state-run media blocked the comment sections after Chinese netizens trolled the police with facts, those hooligans. Some are even comparing them to the Imperial Japanese soldiers that the CCP loves bashing on. Interestingly, China's also cracking down on rumors alleging that the bullies are connected to people with power. These rumors state that one of the bullies is the daughter of the deputy director of the Jiangyo City Public Security Bureau. Of course, it's just a rumor, and the rumor mongers were investigated by the police and punished according to the law, so that puts that to rest. If true, then she'd be the type to say, "Do you know who my dad is?" And when people try to find out, they get their skulls knocked around. Maybe this wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back, and the people of China aren't quite ready to rise up and overthrow the CCP. But every time something like this happens, the Chinese people get that much more fed up with the CCP. And the more people know about it, the more power the Chinese people have. That's why we need you to share this episode and support the work we do over at ChinaUncensored.tv. Things like this make me hate the CCP even more, which I didn't know was possible. So thank you for the support to help keep me grounded and afford a much-needed puppy button. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.